Okay, let's try this again. Maybe, let's see. Is this one working, guys? Technical issues. The tech guy had big technical problems. But thank you, everyone, for kind of coming right away and letting me know. Thanks, Modern Day Tech. Hey, man, it's good to see you. I haven't seen you in a long time. Actually, man, I don't think I've seen you since CES, like way back when. So, thanks for letting me know, Chris, Derek. You guys, thanks for letting me know. Anyways, why don't we talk about what I thought we'd do a little bit today? Here is the third reality, the smart mechanical keyboard. This is the MK1. And I thought we'd talk a lot about kind of third reality, but I figure you guys, you'll take us in a direction. So, I'm open to whatever kind of conversation we got to have here. So, what I was saying when I didn't have any audio was that I'm trying out a couple new things. And so if we're struggling here today, yeah, you guys got to let me know. There's a couple of different things I'm trying. I'm actually streaming right now to Amazon as well as YouTube. So hopefully we can talk to both platforms at the same time, have a good chat, get the weekend kicked off just right for y'all. So, anyways, what are you guys' plans for the weekend? And then maybe I'll start opening up this keyboard. We can chat about what it is. So let me just switch over, show you guys right here. That's the new MK1. Yeah, modern day tech, man. Yeah, I keep hearing about the smart home dinners and things like that. So I think that'd be super fun to get to. So let's get into this though. Let's get into the smart mechanical keyboard. I have had a version of this for a little while now, and they updated this. Basically, what changed from the version I have to this version is this little button right here. So it's just a matter button, and that means you can actually trigger, I think it's 12 different commands. So we'll get this out of here, get this plugged in. It is a fairly nice sounding mechanical keyboard, which I'll show you here in a sec. But yeah, there you go. That's your first look at the MK1. If you haven't seen it before, I don't know if you guys have seen a couple of the reviews. I'm going to just get this plugged in. Let's see. There we go. And it should light up for us. Yeah, there we go. You can see the escape button going. And I should have instantly, and I do right there, I have my matter key set up. So I'm just gonna switch. Oh yeah, look at that, the double look. So the MK1 RGB light up panels, and I do have, I think there was like 30, 40 different effects. So like you can press it and have it respond. I better be careful when I'm pressing. I'm connected to my computer, so I could start typing. But yeah, you can change the effects. You can change the brightness. I believe it was the function key. Yeah, so there we go. We've already got like a different thing. And there's just so many effects. Some of them are reactive, some of them are not. So, oh, look at that thing. Like, don't you kind of feel like that is a little bit circusy almost. That's cool. Okay. So what do you guys think here so far about this one? This is an interesting thing. We'll get it set up in a minute. It does go into a lot of platforms, but here's some of the specifications. So it is a USB 2.0. It's a Type A, so it's it's your basic port. If you're looking for USB-C, you'd have to get a conversion there. It is taking 5 volts, 500 milliamp max. You're probably not going to have to worry about that. It's coming from the PC. But one thing that I did test with this before, I've had that older version, like I said. Um, it, like you could just plug this into a wall and then it becomes matter keys for the rest of your home. Okay, I can't sit with that effect right there. Come on, I want some. Oh, there. See, I like the reactive effects. That's kind of fun, and you can speed up or slow down the effects. So if you kind of want it to be a little faster of an effect, you can speed that up. So yeah, I really like the keyboard here. And of course, on the back is our Matter code. Let me check out the questions coming in. Let's have a little chat here before we get too far into it, and then yeah, let's set up the keyboard. So Chris, I have a question. Whenever you're ready to answer. Well, I'm ready, man. Have you used the Flick Duo button? How does it compare with the Flick Twist? So I actually haven't had the Flick Duo. I'm not sure what happened there. I was kind of chatting with the folks at Flick, but nothing ever came out. So I haven't used it. When I saw some of the marketing, I kind of thought, well, the Flick Twist, they have those extra kind of the twist commands. I think that's a little hard for a lot of people. So the Duo, you've got some extra combinations, but it's a little more intuitive, I think, for a lot of people. The Flick Twist with kind of just the ability to twist there, that's really good, but you have to have a device that works really well with it. So I didn't have a ton of success because most of the platforms it originally worked with, the Twist, like it just wasn't fast enough to respond to those automations. But as we've got some better kind of connectivity, things like that, yeah, I think the Twist is pretty powerful. I just think the Duo, it's really the same thing. It's just the two buttons and some different combinations that you can run. So I don't know, Chris, if you have more questions, man, go ahead, ask them. But I'm gonna get this keyboard here. Let's get it into Matter. And let's drop it. I've had pretty good luck dropping things like this into Home Assistant. That is one of the things with ThirdReality. They mostly make like Zigbee gear. If you kind of go through their whole list of different products, they got a lot of Zigbee gear, and they've been doing great with that. It's inexpensive, and we were talking about it on the stream here the other day that a lot of people really enjoy their Zigbee gear. So I'll just show you. We're all connected. I just did this through Android, and actually, you guys can't see that, but I'll shift it over. So do I want to add it to Home Assistant? Yeah, I want to add it to Home Assistant. There we go. But yeah, it was kind of flashing there on the escape key, and now I'm adding it. Hopefully everything kind of works. We'll see. But yeah, so yeah, back to kind of what I was saying about ThirdReality here. Lots of good Zigbee gear, but they've started to branch out with things like this, and what it's going to turn into. I gotta find it on here. So if you guys got questions, whatever, let's have a chat here to kind of kick off this weekend, right? But it should turn into 12 different keys at least for us to start automations with almost any Matter platform. So it would be a lot like the Flick Duo, for example, Chris. So yeah, Chris has got another question. That's good. Do I plan doing any Home Assistant dashboard videos? Maybe something like the best dashboard cards. I kind of feel as a creator that's been done a lot, but maybe there's still that kind of that thirst, that want out there. You guys let me know if that's something you want. I did a video here where we're going to start showing a little bit of dashboard stuff with Home Assistant, actually related to a home energy meter that I installed here. That'll come up in early July, so it's like a week away. And so I'm kind of starting down that path, but I felt like a lot of the dashboard videos were kind of done. So I don't know, Chris, is that something you're not finding a lot of good content out there on? Let me see here now. Oh, I gotta find. I'm just trying to find the keyboard here in my list of Matter devices. There it is. It's called keyboard. So there we go. Uh, I'm just gonna bring this up here. You guys can see. So they just say buttons 1, and it goes 10, 11, 12, and buttons 1 through 12 basically. You can add them to the dashboard, but really, what you do with this keyboard is you hold the Matter button and you hit F1. And that presses that button. And so now you can run a routine off of that. And of course, with something like Home Assistant, you're going to have a lot of different benefits. But let's see if I can get this. Let me get this in here, and let's see some of the performance, because I gotta pull that up. Let's go like that. Get our little setup going. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I'm opening up Windows on my. Oh, I don't think that worked at all. I did that totally wrong. Hang on. I think I missed the button. F1, F2, F3, F4, F5, F6, F7. We'll just keep going. And all of those were recognized by Home Assistant. That's awesome. That's really good, guys. Look at, you can see exactly the length of time. That's really good. I like stuff like that. I don't know how excited you guys are about that one, but yeah, that's cool. Okay, let's check out some of your questions now. Yeah, you guys can chat with me about this keyboard. That's really all I wanted to show you. We can talk about the other platforms and stuff. But yeah, let's go from here to some of your comments. Jay Ward, Ultimate Keyboard. I like this keyboard a lot. The one thing I want is I want the number pad. That for me, it's pretty key. I use that quite a bit. So that's the one thing I wish they would make a model with the keypad. But otherwise, sounds great. Lots of fun. Carlos, what are your experiences with HA Home Assistant voice? Yeah. So that's my experience so far. It's right here. And I was thinking, do I open it up live on here? We try it out. I wanted to kind of see what some of the hangups were before I did that. So I don't have any. What happened with this is it took a long time to get to Canada, and then they lost it. And then I had to go through a whole rigmarole with, I can't remember who they shipped with, but that was Cloud. No, not Cloudflare. I can't remember who the shipper was. They were actually really good about it, but it takes a long time to kind of resolve, hey, where did the package go? So, Carlos, that's my entire knowledge base with that one. Sorry, man. So, yeah, Chris, yeah, you know what? YouTubers like to talk more about integrations more than the dashboard cards. And I think, as a content creator, sometimes we get stuck into patterns that maybe we don't know. But when you let me know things like that I'd really like to see some great dashboard cards, stuff like that. That's in my head now. So thank you for saying that, and we'll go from there. So hey, Chicken Man Plays, good to see you again. I think you've been to every stream, so that's awesome. Yeah, you're asking about the keyboard. Give me one sec, and I'll kind of show it on screen. We'll talk about that. So, and Chris, you know what? Yeah, asking about the early release of Miss A plus. So again, and I said this actually on our last stream. I did not get to try Miss A plus because I'm in Canada and they haven't allowed some of the Canadian accounts. And I think that's just kind of some of the things happening in the world of AI. Like things are a little more difficult around there. Holy smokes, there's something going on in the chat here. I don't know what's going on. Modern Day Tech gifted 10 memberships. Whoa, man. And look at all these guys. All you guys just got memberships. Automator 2. Wow, thanks. Modern Day Tech, you know, guys, he's been around for a long time. He does great content. You know, is such a nice guy. I've met him before, and a great conversation. We were kind of moving quick, but I so appreciated there, man. Wow. So I hope all you guys enjoy that membership. That means you know you get early releases. There's a couple of videos in there right now. I think that you can watch a little early. One of our kind of our videos about what I've added to my home. So yeah, so but Amazon Miss A plus, do I think it's going to be up to par? I think we got big expectations of AI, and I think it's a pretty hard thing for anybody to pack that onto these old smart displays and smart speakers and have it be really effective. So as smart home people, are we going to get everything we want? No. No, I don't think so. So that'll be kind of the struggle I think Amazon will have to go through for a little bit here. It'll probably get better by next year. I think it'll kind of be at a good place because they're building it with that subscription model in mind. So they're going to put the resources behind it to continue to improve. And I think they were partnered with Anthropic, and that's been the AI that the chat, the voice, not chat, not voice, the chat assistant that I've been the most impressed with. Like I'm using, and I think I've got all this right. I'm using Claude all the time, actually, for a lot of things. Finding the way it responds a lot better than Chat GPT, for example. So, yeah, Chicken Man. All right, let's talk about our keyboard. Let me just switch here. So you guys you can all make fun of my mouse if you want, um, but you know this keyboard. I'll show you the price in just a second. Oh, hey, I switched. See, it's actually working with my computer. $80. It's a pre-order right now. You can switch effects. There's just tons of different effects. So like now, whenever I press, that's the new effect. And you can speed up or slow down those effects. So I'm kind of, oh, that's brightness. Sorry, there's another one. I think this is the slowdown. Yeah, there you go. Like, you know, pretty psychedelic, pretty cool, but it is all in pre-order right now. So, I'll show you guys the page here if you want to see it. But yeah, it's around $80. I think that's US. You're asking CAD. I don't know. Good luck doing that conversion. These days, CAD is probably like, you know, 10 cents on the US dollar. So can I make that joke? I hope I can make that joke. Yeah, so the keyboard, it's only on pre-order right now. So let me see if I can bring that up. Whoa, that's a crazy screen I got going on there. There we go. This is the page. And I've screwed it all up pretty well. Let's see. Yeah, so this is the smart mechanical keyboard MK1. This is the only page you can get it on today. Right here. 87 keys, wired gaming, so it's USB A, 44 customizable RGB lighting effects, works with Home Assistant, Smart Things, Apple Home. I also have it working with Homey, so you can get that working. And I haven't had a lot of luck with any other platforms. I haven't really tried too many more, but yeah, that's kind of what I've got going so far with this one. So hopefully that helps you out. Any more questions on that, Chicken Man? Yeah, let me know. Very cool product because you can start all those different routines, all those different kind of effects with it. So let's have a look here. Okay, Chris has another question. Yeah, guys, let's keep having a chat here. This is fun. So, hoping to kick off your weekend right. Whatever you got going. Hey, we could talk about that. Maybe you got a smart home project. Whatever. Let's talk about it. Or you just got your questions. Cool. So Chris is asking. Last question because I know no, you're not asking too much. Don't worry about that. Have you also heard any news about new Amazon devices coming out this year? I know they normally like to drop something new almost every year. Yeah, so Amazon does like to drop something new. I think in this case, I mean, first of all, if I knew something, I can't say because they put us under something called embargo. Okay. Um, and that means like if you say anything, you're blacklisted for life. So when we do get details, we don't get to share them until the day that it comes out. So, but with saying that, there's not a lot of news out there about new Amazon devices coming out this year. Like you can kind of see I watch like the FCC filings that are out there. You can kind of see some of those. They can pay to be private, but yeah, it does um, it does tend to still come out. You can kind of see. So yeah, there's not a lot to tell you there. I think they're still doing a lot of Ring products. They just brought out a new camera that I actually opened up on the live stream earlier this week. And those all have 2K now. And then the what was the other one? Oh, the whole Blink lineup got updated. So I don't know if there's a lot of Miss A devices coming out, but they're definitely still marching forward with smart home plans. Like I'm not seeing we get kind of that direct connection with the marketing teams, the PR people, not marketing, PR. So like the public relations people, and they're not slowing down any of their announcements or any of their new developments. So yeah, like they're still going, but they probably won't tell me for a couple more months if anything's coming out because I think they tend to do things August, September for those kinds of devices. So yeah, let me have a look here. So Chicken Man Plays, yeah, you're a member, man, and that was so nice. Again, Modern Day Tech came in. He gifted a ton of memberships. What a guy! That was awesome of him. And yeah, some people who are here every week chatting with us. Really great to see. Like Kenneth Murphy. Hey, good to see you here. Christopher, good to see you here. Lawrence, I know you're here all the time, and Fred, you're here all the time too. Hey, Banana Lad is here too. So, say hi, guys. Any questions? Leave them down below. Of course, we can chat about our keyboard, or we can chat about any of the devices that come from wherever in your home, your ThirdReality buttons, and they got tons of these little devices. So um, yeah, let me Let me just switch. I'm actually using the keyboard now to switch between things. This is good. All right, let's check. Let's check again here. Some of the comments, let's see. Anybody know? This is Chris Edwards. Anybody know whatever happened to the Ring helicopter device that they were promoting a few years ago? I thought that one was coming out. I really did. And I even put it in like our best coming devices in 2024 because it looked like they were actually going to put that one out, Chris. And it just seems like they're having trouble getting, like the last thing I read was that they were having trouble getting it stabilized at the level that they wanted to get the good footage. That was kind of the last thing I read. I don't know how accurate that is. And certainly there's been no official release on that from them. So, yeah, it's just, it looks to me like that one's kind of done. They had a couple of little bites for kind of marketing material and stuff that went out, but sorry, man, I think it's gone. All right, let me check here what we got going on. So, it might be good. Maybe we can share this device over to a couple other platforms. And then let's see where you guys are at from kind of that perspective of this device. There's my Matter code right there. Now I can just copy that code and let's open up Homey. Now you can see I've already got one of these keyboards, so this is actually my second because they were sending out like some of the trial versions of this, and I just got to test it. So I was pretty excited about that. Let's see if this all works. Connecting, adding the Homey, done. When Matter works, it works pretty good. And now I can see, they've properly named this. I'm going to throw it in my office. They have a cool icon for it. And now I have all the different triggers. So when a button was pressed, or look, when a button was pressed a certain number of times. So that's actually pretty powerful there. Yeah, I like that. Let's create a flow. Let's see if we can make this happen. Choose a button. Let's choose button 1. And, do you think this will work with... Wait, it's only letting me do it once. Okay, so it's only letting me do it once. So I can't trigger it if I was to press the button like 4 times in a row. That's kind of sad. I was really excited about that because then you could kind of cycle through different effects and different things with, like say a light. But you can do all the button presses, all 12 of them. You can create 12 different routines or automations here. And this is the second platform it's in. And yeah, I can tell you already because I had that other one. It works great. Works great through Matter. So really, really good stuff there. Let me see if you guys got some more questions. Oh, well, not yet. So I'm going to have a drink here. I did bring some other stuff. I thought we could chat about here. So I have like the ThirdReality. This is their little smart button. I have the magnetic sticker plate on it. I actually use this now to control my lighting in the main studio when I'm setting up to film. The other one, they had released this fairly recent. I don't know if this one is perfect. It's been good so far, but it feels a little bit like a motion sensor. So this is the ThirdReality Zigbee millimeter wave presence sensor, but it does seem to have like more of a motion sensor feel. If I kind of sit there for a long time, it doesn't quite catch me. Now, it does have like a sensitivity setting, so there's a couple of buttons on there, and yeah, you can kind of just hit those pluses and minuses, and it changes the sensitivity of it. And there are some settings, like it's a Zigbee device. There are a few sensitivity and other settings, or sorry, kind of deadband settings, and it just takes 3 AA. So there's a lot of nice things about it. It is fairly big. It's a thick device. Like if I threw this at someone, they'd stay down. So, but all these devices are very inexpensive. So I do like ThirdReality for that. But let's have a chat here about what Graham's got for a question. So he said, so does it work like a macro to activate your devices? Okay, so yeah, that's a good question. Let me just show you here. So I'm gonna create a flow, and I'm gonna say when I press button 1, and we could add in like conditions and things like that, right? And then I'm gonna hit then, and now I gotta pick something. Let's pick. You know what? Hue is pretty easy, and now how do I make sure? Let's just turn on all of our hue lights. Hopefully this works. That'll be fun. Okay, so I've just got this button 1. I'm going to call the flow button 1. I mean, we'll see if it turns on my lights. I honestly I don't know if that's going to work. So the way it works, you hold the matter button, and maybe I'll. No, you want to see the background. Okay, and then you hit F1. No, I didn't have my light in that group. But that runs the automation that you set up. So you go like that. Let's see if I can find which light I can turn on here. I move my lights a lot, guys. Like I move them quite a bit. See if I can turn off that. Now with Govee, it doesn't always work, right? So they're pretty good, but it doesn't always work through Homey right now. Okay, let's try it. It should toggle that. It did not toggle that. Let's try it again. Come on. Nope. Yeah, see, Brian, you should have thought about what you were going to demo. I didn't think about that part. In any case, oh, it did work. There it goes. It just took a long time. So that is the thing with Govee. That lamp, specifically, it's using the cloud API. So yeah, it went through there. I guess I could probably turn that lamp back on. I didn't even know it turned off. Let's see. We'll see if it turns back on. But that is the idea. You could then have like a number of different scenes, a number of different things that you could turn on with all the different buttons here. You've got 12. You're just holding that matter button and then pressing one of those other ones, and you just create the automations that run that. So I hope that helps you a little bit, Graham. Yeah, sorry for the demo. I'll get some better lights and stuff back there to kind of be able to do better stuff with as we go. But yeah, there's a little demo for you. It is really cool. So it kind of is acting like 12 smart home buttons, and this is $20. So pretty cool actually, right? From a value standpoint, as long as you want to do that control. And I did say this earlier, but this doesn't actually have to be connected to a PC. Like, as long as you've got it powered up and it's just a USB A connection, yeah, it can control your home, right? So because it's Matter over Wi-Fi, it connects to Wi-Fi in your home, and then it just works. So yeah, it's pretty cool. All right, let me check some of the other questions. If you guys got them, leave them in the stream there. Carlos, okay, I bought the new Shelly relay. Which one? Which one was it? One of the new? I think it's the 4 series. And you're doing it to make your garage door smart. So, which protocol should I use? Wi Fi, Bluetooth, or Zigbee? Ooh, what do you guys think on that one? That's a question that I would put back out there. I think it does depend a little bit if you've got a smart home hub kind of close by, which system you're using. I think, Carlos, you're using Home Assistant. So, um, if you're using Home Assistant, yeah, Series 4. Okay, good. So, yeah, I think if you're using Home Assistant and you've got Zigbee or Bluetooth, that's kind of the way I would go. The Bluetooth proxies, they can get full if you don't have enough to kind of cover your home, or they can get busy, but in general you should be good to use that. And then you can have that proxy in there, and then it connects to Wi-Fi as well as a few of the relays out there, and you kind of keeping that load off of Home Assistant in a lot of ways. But Zigbee is pretty easy, pretty simple. So I kind of trend towards that myself, especially with something like Home Assistant. So, but yeah, I mean, try them all, right? See which one is going to work reliably for you. I think that's the most important, especially for something like a garage door, right? What are you doing with like you've got the relay on there? What are you doing for the door sensor? Are you doing something for the door sensor there? That might drive a little bit of the decision I would make too. Actually, I have a ThirdReality kind of their tilt sensor on the door in my garage. So yeah, that's probably what I would then be doing. Is like kind of Zigbee on the door, Zigbee there. So, anyways, what are you guys doing this weekend? I think do you got any big projects going on? Are you just hanging with the family? What are the big plans out there? I think the other question I have for you, like, is the stream quality still good? We're using a different tool today. Is there any problems with the stream, or anything you want to see specifically? Let me know there in the chat. So yeah, let's get back a little bit. I think with this, there's a lot of people who probably be using Apple HomeKit for their home. So let's see if we can get it into there. They did say we could. Let me see if I gotta have a look right here. I need kind of a different screen on. So I'm gonna open up my Apple Home. I'm gonna go here, and then I'm gonna share from Homey instead of share from Home Assistant, which I did before. So let's go like that. And then let's just try and add it into HomeKit. Ooh, there we go. Switch. It's bringing it in as a switch. So there you go. Let's see if it does it. I don't know. We could have a Matter problem or an Apple problem. I don't know which one. Oh, no, there it goes. Continue. So, and it's got the name. Cool. Let's view it. What does it look like? Oh, no battery. 12 off. Oh, I lost it. Hang on, let me go find this here. so many rooms in HomeKit. Can I even see the key? Oh yeah, there it is. There it is. Okay. So there's the keyboard. Obviously, you're not really gonna have like any controls, but what you do have is the single press. And I think, this is a good spot to kind of stop and talk about the power of what Matter can do with a device like this. So there is some real power here. Earlier, I know it didn't work super well, but I created that flow to change that lamp back there, right? Okay, that's why it's off. And I can hit that button one, and that would run that routine on Homey. I can also hit that function button one, and I can create a routine here. So this allows me in Apple HomeKit now to run a routine or an automation at the same time on both of these platforms. And that actually, like, that's been useful for me a few times. I don't know about if it would be useful for you guys, but because I have, so many different things kind of going on in my home, so many different platforms, yeah, it ends up kind of working out that way. So that is one of the really neat things about Matter buttons nowadays. It does really help with these kinds of things. So yeah, so there you go. There's another little demo for you. You can run routines on multiple platforms if you've got Home Assistant running, whatever. So yeah, I really love this keyboard, guys. Um, anyways, if there's some more comments, and we'll get to those. Otherwise, I think maybe we'll all just have to go and start our weekend. So, but again, I wanna thank Modern Day Tech, man. Thanks for coming out. Thanks for giving all those memberships. That was amazing. A lot of people really excited that you did that. If you guys weren't here earlier, you bought 10 memberships for the folks watching today. So just an amazing thing to do. Um, for myself, I think this weekend I'm gonna enjoy it a little bit. The kids are out of school up here in Canada, so we gotta get our summer started, and that'll actually be what you guys will see from us coming tomorrow morning is kind of our update video on the the things we've added for summer from kind of a smart home perspective. And there's a few things that you can do from a summer perspective. So that's awesome. Anyways, okay, let's check out what we're chatting about. Ryan Varga, still happy with Homey. Just got one a few weeks ago, and I've liked it so far. Yeah, I mean, yeah, the little demo that I ran here today, I don't know if you saw it, Ryan. That's not really Homey's fault. That's me relying on the cloud. And I shouldn't allow that to happen, especially on a live stream. But Homey's been an excellent platform to build with. Everything I do there, I enjoy it. I think the flow tool needs a little bit, that advanced flow tool. I think we need some more people to kind of do, and looking at myself, to do some more tutorials about how to use that tool, because there is some nuances to it it doesn't always work out for me when I kind of build a flow and then hit that play or that run button, and yeah, it doesn't kind of get going. So um yeah, I think that's been the only thing that I have felt like at all, um, that they could kind of improve with the platform. I mean, there's always little things, but the new dashboards are fantastic. That's what I'm using in my home. I'm enjoying every minute of that. And yeah, the flows, they run reliably. Everything's running really well. I guess there is one more thing I would like from the Homey platform, and that's a little bit more of diagnostic tools. But other than that, it's been fantastic. So it's good to hear, you're enjoying it. modern day tech. Yeah, you're saying, hey, you love Homey too. I think a lot of us kind of got surprised by their latest release of their hub, in late 2023. Anyways, awesome. So, Carlos, the new Miss A devices integration is giving me issues. Do I have any experience with the Home Assistant? Yeah, Miss A integration. So with Home Assistant, I have kind of decided I'm not going to use any cloud stuff at all, and I'm going to kind of limit myself that way. And that's actually why I went out and got the Home Assistant voice. Like I want to try and keep as much of the hardware in my home that's going to be able to communicate with Home Assistant and keep at least most of the smarts in here. I realize that there'd be times that we got to go out to the cloud, but so I'm trying not to do that with Amazon right now. But you can let me know if you're finding a lot of benefit with it. That'd be interesting to kind of hear from you. Well, let me have a look here. Maybe we'll check out one more time. If anybody wants to see anything more with this, I can show you guys that. And then, yeah, maybe we'll call it a stream here. So this is that ThirdReality MK1. There you go, right there. You can see there's little effects running on this. You can cycle between the effects by holding the little function button. You can go up and down to change. I think that's changing the effects. Maybe it's this way. Yeah, that one looks like it's changing the effects. Up and down is brightness. So you can get, you don't have to have the effects, right? And then if you want the effects to run faster or slower, you hold that function button and you do the page up or the page down. Page up makes it go faster. Let's get on to a better effect though, hey? I like the ones that are reactive. Like when I press a key, it does something. Look at how many effects there are. But it does look pretty amazing when you just do that, hey? These keyboards, they're pretty cool. I want the effect one. There you go. Whoa. 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 And that one catches me off guard every time. There you go. So that's playing an effect. I'm going to bring up the brightness, and then I'm going to slow it down so that when I press a button, see how long it takes now? And it's like way out there. And now it'll take a very long time for that effect to go away. I think that kind of stuff is really cool. Maybe I'll speed it up a bit. It looks a little crazy. But yeah, there you go. And then otherwise, the only thing that I kind of said felt like it was missing here was that number pad. So you might need to kind of keep yourself something for that, maybe a separate little pad. And then otherwise, you've got all of these Matter-enabled smart buttons that you can press. So I just ran a routine in Homey, and then dropped the keyboard. And you can run it in multiple platforms with that one press. So really, really cool stuff. I think that this is really exciting. Like I'm excited about a device like this because it's different than just the smart buttons. That's why I get excited, guys. But about a device like smart buttons. That's why I get excited, guys. But yeah, you can let me know kind of what you're thinking. Okay, yeah, let's check out what you guys are talking about here. You just explode me to Claude. Ugh. How much better is it at helping you write YAML? YAML, that's what I call it. So is it better? I don't know that it's better at writing code, although they did just release, like, basically you can get it to create you a whole app. Like, it just straight to a finished product, right? Removing the need for all these other tools that you have installed. Um, is it better at writing code? That, I'm not using it to write that much code, that's for sure. Chat GPT seems just as good for stuff like that to me. But what I find it better at is like reasoning through like a conversation, not not like just better at getting me an answer. I can give it nuances to the conversation, and it will come back with something that is seems to be considerate of that. And so, I helped it, or I've helped it's helped me to even develop how I want to say certain things to you guys on the channel. Like, I'll say, these are what I'm thinking about, the keyboard, the MK1, and it'll give me a little bit of reasoning, and then I'll say, yeah, but you know what, I only kind of like it, or I really like it, or whatever, and I'll give it that nuance, and we can work through, and it reasons really well. And I can add in things that like modifiers for the situation, right? And it's helping me plan things out in my life a lot better. So there's a lot of benefit to Claude, I think. I'm sure lots of people are doing the same stuff with Chat GPT. I just found those responses, like when I put things in side by side, I've found the responses from Claude just being a little more like what I would expect a really wise person that I trust to give me back. So, anyways, yeah, I don't really use them for smart home stuff much. Although I did use ChatGPT to write some homey scripts earlier this year, and that did work out. But it took like a few revisions. I had to say, no, you've got this wrong. It's not compiling. And we had to go through some revisions. Man, it took a bit actually. So, and yeah, Carlos, can I use Claude or its LLM? I don't know that. I don't know that. I'm not trying that yet. We're not there, man. I'm not rushing forward on anything like that just yet. Claude seems a little bit more kind of closed. They don't seem to be going everywhere. But I do like Claude and Anthropic a little bit from that's what Amazon's doing perspective. That's who they're partnering with, or that's my understanding of kind of what's going on. So maybe I'm getting a little ahead on Amazon and what they're doing there. So, but yeah, no, I do really really enjoy the responses I get out of that, and I'm not paying for it. Um, you could if you really wanted to have a lot of conversations, but I'm finding it just fine to have the free version, uh, and you're just limited on how much you can ask. So let's see what we got. Where are you guys all watching from? So I kind of said, hey, I'm streaming to a couple of places here today. Are y'all watching on YouTube? I think that's what I'm seeing. But yeah, I'd love to know where you guys are all from. And oh no, actually I can see it. Yeah, everybody chatting with me. You're all from YouTube. So that's really great. Now, okay, one more question for you guys, and then let's get out of here. Let's start our weekends the right way. Get yourself a drink. What do you want to see on these streams? I've tried a couple of these unboxings, and it's pretty wild to actually do this stuff live, show you guys that stuff, because problems can happen. But I'm not sure if that's a format that you guys kind of want to see, or do you want to just sit here, have a conversation, you guys, it's a full Q&A session, and you could just ask me your burning questions. I had a third thought, maybe something else to consider. I could bring like a couple of news items. What's happening in smart homes? We could talk about new product releases. We could talk about new feature releases. Like Ring had a new feature release this week. Philips Hue did as well. I could bring those kinds of things. We could have like a news session. So I'd love to kind of hear from you guys on what you'd like out of these streams. So if you're still watching out there and you're still kind of thinking, hey, what do I want to do on my weekend live stream with Brian? Let me know in those comments, and I'll check a couple of things that have come in here. Graham, yeah, Missouri on YouTube. Okay, that's great. Yeah, it's good to know Missouri. Is that the Show Me State? No, which one's the Show Me State? I can never remember that one. Tika, hey, welcome. Yeah, good to see ya. I just connect Homey Pro with Home Assistant. Seem like my hover outdoor light? What's the hover outdoor light? Now I want to know that one. And you're going to connect your Roborock. Yeah, I think there is a lot of benefit to kind of Homey Pro and Home Assistant working together. And I think especially for me, I'm kind of finding this. I want to move Homey to somewhere else in my home, or move Home Assistant to somewhere else in my home, and then get those radios kind of out and around my home, and then just use the one that's closest to the device. So yeah. Oh, Govy, Tika. I gotcha. That's awesome. Okay, so your outdoor light, yeah, you've got good response there. And so with Govy and Homey, or Govy and Home Assistant, it really depends which API that specific device is using. Um, and I was looking into the back end of Govy this week in Home Assistant. And even though I had the local LAN control setting kind of checked off in Govy, it was still in a lot of cases using the cloud. So I think that's something they've got to work on. That's actually something I'm going to talk to them about, because obviously we talk to Govy quite a bit, right? And yeah, so I'm gonna have a chat with them about that. Still using a lot of cloud services. Jennifer, yeah, I've seen Jennifer here. Good to hear from you. And I've seen you on the channel a few times. Comments. I really pay attention to all that stuff, guys. So I appreciate all the content you do, explaining tips, all the new tech. First time catching a stream. Cool. You know what? Yeah, the news sounds cool. I kind of thought as I had that little brainchild that might work out here on a stream. We could talk about a few news items, go through those, talk about whether or not they're going to impact things or whether you care at all. And that can be like our weekend update. Wasn't that the SNL? The Norm, was it Norm Macdonald? I think it was. It can be the weekend update, but not nearly as funny, because I'm not him. But great to have you, Jennifer. Great to have you here. It's good to see kind of these new faces showing up to the channel all the time. That's great. And then I get to kind of meet you guys, get to know you, and you get to know me a little bit. I think these live streams are probably helping in that too, because I know our videos sometimes, they're just explaining the devices or the tips or whatever. So this is meant to be a little informal and hopefully a little more fun. So yeah, I think, guys, I think that's where I'm going to leave the live stream here today, unless there's any burning questions. Otherwise, of course, thank you all for coming out. Thanks for hanging with me here before your weekend. I hope you have a great weekend. And of course, you can check out the links to Third Reality's little keyboard here. It is on pre-order, I think, till July 31st. So that's kind of when they're going to send them out. And, these guys, they make pretty great products for a decent price. This is not like an overpriced device. And it gives you those 12 matter smart buttons. So super cool stuff. Otherwise, guys, of course, as always, thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging with me, and live smart.